So let us continue our contemplation from topic 70 onwards.
Yeah.
Yes, Shubhaji.
Yeah.
Please go ahead and share what is that you've heard and you've realized. Based on that, let us build our conversation.
Yeah. The very important thing in this video is it talks is we should realize that we are Brahman and not say that I am Brahman, because it's the that is the main characteristic of a realized person. So we need to.
Sorry for interrupting.
Yeah.
I know that when we are discussing in our day-to-day life, there's a tendency to use we.
Yeah, I know. I'm used to that we. Yeah. I am Brahman. Okay.
So can we here state it from your personal viewpoint?
Okay. Yeah. And moreover, I cannot put it across in I don't know, in a way how very nicely Saravananji puts it. I have just randomly written whatever is
absolutely fine. Each bird sings its own song.
Yeah, but my communication as such is not that this thing. So I'll put across whatever I can.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. So we have to keep reminding ourselves that I am Atman, correct? And I am Brahman, and not that I know Brahman. Since we are the pure consciousness, when we don't have when I don't have body mind identification.
What is the difference you feel in these two statements? I know Brahman versus I am Brahman. What is the difference?
Probably I am taking responsibility for my own self.
Okay, one way of looking at it.
Yeah, and it is more to do with I have control over myself and I don't have control about other things. So when we see that when we want to take control of the other things, that is when all the problems come in.
Correct.
So when you take control of yourself, like when I say when I see things differently versus what others think differently, I don't have control over what others do. That we probably when I say we, I am including others, but I don't have control over the others. So that is the problem. That probably that leads to all the problems in life.
Okay.
When we say I, okay, I have the control. So when I say I can change. When I change myself, automatically my perception about others and the way I think about others also changes. So that in turn brings in bliss, peace, and all these issue of suffering will not be there.
Okay. So once again, let's frame the question very accurately. What is the difference between I know Brahman versus I am Brahman?
When I say I know Brahman, I am there is a duality, right? I am not taking that what do you call it? Taking responsibility for my own transformation. When I say I know Brahman, I'm putting the blame on the other person. The duality comes in picture. When I say I am Brahman, it is the I inside me that I am activating, which in turn is the solution for all the sufferings and all that body mind intellect separation is not there. So that in turn is the solution for everything. So I am Brahman is I am is the correct way. Like that's like I can say that okay, I have realized I have gotten over all the desires, all those things. So the correct way is I am Brahman. When I say not I know Brahman, when I say I know Brahman, I am literally separating myself.
Excellent. Very nice. That's the most important thing. When I say I know, then I must be something else. And then I'm aware of something else. So there is always going to be a separation. So it is like saying, I know about God. God, please give me. So there is still a I and the God. Yeah. So there is still a separation.
Yeah, but that, of course, that takes time to realize that God is separate and I am separate, because the conditioning is such that you are so used to that God is somebody so supreme. I am not in that level, so
correct.
It's not easy.
So from where that coloring is coming, from where is that God is a higher level and I am a lower level coming from?
It's the conditioning.
True. What does it, how does it operate? How did that conditioning come?
Because you don't know yourself.
Sure, correct.
Yeah.
But now look at, evolution of a human life from the time of the birth to now. How does that separation come into anyone? How did it come into you?
Probably when I'm from a child to this thing, the ego increases. So that is when you start feeling that there is me and someone else.
So it is the maturing of the ego, or the bolstering of the ego that causes this.
Yeah.
And of course, the inputs given by the others is what adds fuel to the ego to burn.
Yeah. And we take whatever over the period of time, we take everything else what others say. Like Prabhuji says, what view I have about myself, what view others have about myself, and what view the society has about ourselves. We forget what view we have about ourselves, and we take the other two into consideration, and that is when our inflated ego goes overdrive, and we don't realize that we are Brahman and get into the cycle of suffering.
So again, I have, even in that statement, I and what I have become separate. So I am Brahman is of the nature of the statement where that is it. It's a recognition. So who is the one? If you remove your glasses, you can say, see, I have glasses because I can see the glass, so it is separate from me. So there's a sense of separation. But I am glass has a whole together new aspect to it. It is that you are that. So therefore the realization of the Jivanmukta is, I know Brahman. No, I am Brahman. But to who is he making this claim?
I don't understand.
To who the I am Brahman means what? What does the I am Brahman means? What does that word mean to you? I am Brahman. Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi.
You are the ultimate which begins and ends with you.
Excellent. So what does that mean? To then who is he or she apparently making that statement?
Brahman only.
So what do you mean? So now in this context, right now we are having this conversation.
Okay.
So in this context, when you look at it, when you say, I am Brahman, to who are you saying? So is it a matter of okay, so only when I say it is true?
No, it is to your own self you are saying. Because all other things are only my collection of thoughts, right?
But how is this, why is this statement even coming? So what made you make that statement?
That I am Brahman. The awareness which I got made me say that statement that I am Brahman. That
Correct.
realization.
Correct.
Yeah.
You have a clear recognition. But why that statement is coming? What is preceding that statement? What is making you say that statement? What is involved right now?
Not even.
Is it that you have to sit and keep on telling yourself, I am Brahman, I am Brahman? No. Correct, right?
No.
Okay, so then what is the preceding step, or what is making you, or what is prompting you to make that statement?
That is what I am. Say, for example,
Correct. But what is making you say that statement? See, you're not telling it to yourself. It's like saying, the sun is saying constantly, I am sun, I am sun, I am sun. No.
Yeah.
Right? But right now, why are you even giving me that answer?
It is all in us, which is already there. That is, I am realizing it now. That's it.
Excellent. Correct. But why is this answer coming?
I got the knowledge now.
That is also correct.
Okay.
But what is making you say that answer? What is that to which you are giving this answer? What is coming to you?
Jnana.
True. You already have jnana.
Yeah.
It's not that the jnana is coming. Am I giving you the jnana?
Yeah, the teacher is the one who gives me the jnana.
Right now, what am I doing?
Okay.
Right now, am I giving you any statements?
No, you are prompting me to come out with the.
So what is that? So what are these that I am sending at you?
Discussion. I don't know. I'm not getting the exact word.
Sure. Right now, I'm asking you. What am I asking you? Questions.
Yeah.
So you are now giving me a response.
Answer. Yeah. Response. Yeah.
Response. Right? So it is not that you're telling to your own self. You know it already.
Yeah.
But you're making a statement because there is a certain question coming at you. So for a Jivanmukta, for Ramana Maharshi or Prabhuji, it is not that they have to sit and keep on contemplating. I am Jivanmukta, I am Brahman. However, in front of him, when a questioner comes, and there's a natural prompting, and a natural response occurs.
That is for the world, not for that body mind is only for the world, not for the jnani.
Hari Om Padmaji.
Hari Om Padma.
Hari Om, sir. Hari Om, Shubha.
Hari Om.
You are able to hear me, sir?
Yes.
Very well.
Okay. From yesterday, I'm having some internet problems. That's why I couldn't join yesterday. So sorry.
No. We were wondering. I was actually going to, after today's session, I was going to reach out to you.
No, that's why I couldn't message. If I had some plans before, I would have messaged you.
Usually that's what I've seen.
Yeah.
You at least message me. So I was
As
wondering.
I tried to connect yesterday, but I couldn't. Then I thought, okay, today let me try. I've been trying from 6, but I got in now only.
Okay.
Oh.
Very
Yeah.
nice. We just started, Padmaji.
Yeah.
Shubhaji started talking through the topic 70, her
Characteristics
and
of
her,
a Jivan.
yeah. And the first question we took up is there a distinction between saying, I know Brahman versus I am Brahman? And that is when you joined us.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So please continue, Shubhaji.
Okay. Then topic of good karma versus how the good karma gets activated in the presence of the jnani. So it is our own karma which gets activated if we are in the midst of a jnani or a normal person. So it is up to us to keep the company wherein we can, in the presence of a jnani, all our good karmas get activated. But that doesn't mean that we can escape from all the karmas which we have to go through.
So why is this part of the talk, or why these statements are coming?
Probably to get more good karmas in life.
Okay, so always in any teaching is a set of statements, isn't it? But look at the flow of Bhagavad Gita, look at the flow of Tattva Bodha. You've seen the Tattva Bodha original book, right? You've seen. What is the format of it? Have you seen? Do you remember?
Yes, we have this book.
Huh?
Yeah, we have this book. I don't know. I don't have the full book. I have this.
What do you have?
The printout of what you had sent us. Yeah, okay.
This one?
I don't have some.
Okay. So, for example, this is the Adhikari chapter. So, what do you see here? What do you see here? What is the way the flow is?
Each topic is taken one.
Correct. This is the Adhikari topic. Then what is that? For example, notice the 2 and 2.1.
Subdivision.
Correct. What is 2 and what is 2.1?
Fourfold qualification and the capacity to discriminate between permanent. Okay, yeah. Permanent and impermanent.
Correct. That is also correct. But now just only focus on 2 and 2.1. What is 2 and what is 2.1?
It's the fourfold qualification and then the capacity to discriminate between permanent and impermanent.
Yeah. No, what? Just read out what is this.
What are the fourfold qualifications?
And now read out.
Capacity to discriminate between permanent and impermanent, dispassion to the enjoyment of the fruits of one's action here and hereafter. A group of 6 accomplishments beginning with Shama, this earning for liberation.
Okay. So what do you call this kind of a statement as, and what do you call this kind of a statement as? What is this? What is the nature of this statement?
The nature is more like how, rather a conduct, how one should be.
Sure, that's all correct. I'm only now, I want you to focus only on the English part of it. Now we are not talking about the actual content. I want you to tell me what kind of a statement is this? In English language, according to language, what is this? What do you
What
call this as?
format is in? That's what you're asking, right?
What do you call this as? If you have to,
Like this 2 and 2.1, what
Yeah.
format is it? Is it like a paragraph or what? Like
is it
that.
is a Shankaracharya?
Question.
Excellent. Please say it again.
It's a question.
It's a question. And what follows?
Answer.
So it's a format of question and answer.
Yeah.
Bhagavad Gita is a format of question and answer. Now, why is that important?
Only when you ask a question and find an answer, your knowledge gets improved.
Correct. One is that.
Huh.
And the answer is always in the context of the question. So therefore, right question is the essential key. Right question already takes you 99.99% of the distance. So when I'm making statements, so therefore the master is not interested in making statements. So what is the teaching that the master is really interested in? What is that the master is teaching?
More of a two-way traffic, not one way.
Yeah, so who is the master addressing? So he's not addressing the body, he's not addressing the mind, he's not addressing the intellect. Who is the master addressing? Who is the guru addressing?
The self.
But the self is already realized. That's what you just now also stated. So then who is the one who should be addressed? Who's being addressed here in all this teaching techniques? So there is a
duality there. It comes back to the same cycle.
So that very illusory one who says, I am learning. So that one is the one which is essentially saying, I need to be transformed.
Sometimes it's confusing.
That's why it has to be, see, the two aspects to self-realization. One is very clear, intuitive, correct. It happens immediately. However, depending upon the impressions, that stabilization, is that what it is? That stabilization, that takes the rest of the effort. The moment you hear the story, world is a mithya, it's a rope, but appearing as snake, job is done. There's nothing more to really realize. If that particular statement is realized enough, that's it. Job is done. However, the deep-rooted impressions will again and again bring the memory of the snake back
Mm.
in different ways.
Mm.
So till it stabilizes, therefore, there is still various kinds of efforts or approaches to stabilize it. So in that sense, who is the one who needs to be stabilized? The body, the mind, the intellect, the self,
Self.
the self. Why the self needs to be stabilized?
Once that is stabilized, everything is falls in place.
You're already the self.
Mm.
You're already realized.
Mm.
Then who is getting the realization then? See, to realize means you should be something else, and then you should realize something else.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah. So who is the one who's realizing then? In this whole body, mind, intellect, self, in this connection,
Mm.
who is the one who is realizing anything?
Whole entity as
Who is that?
I.
Who is that I?
Brahman.
If you're already Brahman, then where is the question for you? Do you have any questions?
Mm. If I'm Brahman, I will not have any questions.
So then who has the questions?
One who has not realized.
And who is that?
Ajnan.
And is that Ajnani truly there?
Yeah, I'm still an Ajnani. I haven't realized.
And who is that I am? When you say I am, then who is that Ajnani? When you keep saying I am, who is that Ajnani? Where is it?
Probably I know the answer, but I don't know if it's the right answer.
So it is like that illusory disease. You know the story. There was a fellow who was brought to a guru saying that this fellow is suffering a lot, going through a lot of pain, and his life has become miserable. And the guru asks, what happened? One day I swallowed a fly and it is constantly buzzing in my stomach. I no matter what I do, I went to so many specialists. I cannot remove it. The master said, oh, don't worry, you come to the right place. But it takes a couple of sessions. Are you willing? Yeah. Then he calls in front of him, his couple of students and says, please get that operation room ready. This man has a fly. We have to do that special operation. And then he takes him to the hall. They're all prepared. Everybody is busy and everything is ready. And he says, this procedure is going to take a little while. So now, first thing I want you to do is to close your eyes and just follow exactly what I say. And then he closes his eyes and the master starts muttering so many things. And then he's touching him around the stomach. And suddenly he makes a feeling on the stomach as if, he's caught something. And then he's touching and bringing it out. And then, there is a steel plate and ting, sound happens. And then after a while, he stops his muttering and he asks the person, now please open your eyes. And he look how big the fly was. Okay, so there was a fly on the plate. And now this fellow says, my whatever that grrr that was happening is gone.
It's all in our mind.
So who is that who says I need to be realized? Who is that who says that I am Ajnani?
Right.
To even make a statement, I am an Ajnani,
The person who has that body-mind intellect still intact. He has not given up that. He has not given up that thought that I am body-mind intellect.
and that is the only one. And that is like catching the fly. You will one day,
probably as soon as we don't have that body-mind intellect identity, all our problems are, there is no problem at all, right, in life.
And that's the standpoint from where the master says that Brahman is already realized. There's nothing for the Brahman to realize.
Yeah.
In that sense, the master says, I am already realized. Or the master says, you are already realized. Just realize that you are already realized. Because you can go through hoops catching the fly.
So this cycle that I am the body will not lead me to Jivanmukta. The ultimate thing in Jivanmukta is that I am not the body, I am not the me, kind of pure consciousness. Once that is reached, then you reach Jivanmukta. In short.
In short.
But that's a long way, sir.
So you can make the journey as long as you want.
I know.
Yeah.
Very difficult journey.
Right.
But that also, as you said initially, it's all practice. Once you start that, this is not, I'm not the body, I keep telling that, it comes.
So going back and back, initially it's a practice, it's an effort.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So please continue. What else you've heard and realized in Talk 70?
Most of it, so everything is awareness, and it's formless and nameless, and it's not a pointer but pointed. That is what I have thought. Rather put it as an important thing in my notes. And he also there's also the thing that Jnani knows when their pending actions are done, so they can foresee their death or samadhi. So that is also one thing. So a lot of Jnanis have only one desire, that is to impart knowledge to others. Once that is fulfilled, they drop the body. Only for that sake they keep that body. Otherwise there is no separation. Otherwise they don't have that body mind. Like for example, for Ramana Maharishi, he is already a Jnani, but for a Ajnani, who comes to him for knowledge, he is Ramana, that body. Otherwise, it's not there. That is why he was able to go through that cancer treatment and that operation without any anesthesia.
I have a question here, sir.
Yeah.
Subha was mentioning about this, they can foresee their death or samadhi. Is that part of the realization, or is it like a siddhi that they get probably with that state?
Okay, so let's understand.
I mean, foreseeing things like, I don't know, I have read in some places that when you are such kind of people, some can foresee, or like there was this Kanchi Mahapiriva, right? So many people would say that he can foresee many things. So when you go to him with some problems and things like that, while when we were, sir, are you able to hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are able to hear you. If you want, you can turn off the video and only speak.
Yeah, because it's saying my internet is on. Yeah. So, sorry, I was saying that, so what I used to, like last time, I think one of the sessions when Sarvananji was describing this, this video, that time you and all of us were telling about in the presence of Jnani, the good karmas activate, and that's how the miracles happen, right? Actually, as such, they are not performing miracles. That kind of thing we addressed. And then now we also say about this foreseeing. So I was wondering whether it is a siddhi or something that they get because of the self-realization. Is what my question was.
See, first thing is miracles happening in the presence of a jnani. Now, who is recognizing a miracle? Who is recognizing a miracle?
Correct. Yeah, that's one point. Yeah, correct.
Who says it's a miracle?
The other person only will say, not the jnani.
Other person.
Yeah,
okay,
whoever
what is the standpoint of the other person?
Something like he is suffering and he needs a solution.
Correct. So now, in the presence of the sun, the plant grows.
For the sun, it's not a miracle. It's just there. Whatever it's doing, it's doing.
It's, the very nature of the sun is to shine light.
Yeah.
And in the light, if things happen. That's
Yeah.
the nature of the other thing, nature of the other combination of the guna.
Correct.
However, it is like, a good movie, right? When do you go to a movie? When do you go to a movie?
Yeah, when you want some change or some entertainment from your...
True. But among all the movies that are available today, which movie you choose and why you choose that movie?
Based on
I will probably go for something humorous,
True. That is also true.
Each interest.
True.
Yeah.
Interest is correct. But then among, let's say there is humorous movies, 2-3 movies. Which one will you choose and why?
The one that will make me laugh the most, because I want...
How do you know that it will make you laugh the most? You've not yet seen, no?
Okay. Yeah.
Information from others.
Excellent. Review, right?
Yeah, review. Yeah.
So, in a very commonsensical way, existential reality is clearly seen and realized in the presence of, it's like in the presence of light, you can clearly see the object. This is the object. So far I was thinking it's something else, and now I can see in the light it's something else. So the ones who realize that, they say something like that. And it's a belief system that carries on. The realized Ramana Maharshi never made a claim that I perform miracles.
Correct.
If at all, Ramana Maharshi would always say, what am I doing? I have done nothing. So therefore, the question is important. Who is the one who's making a claim that there is a miracle? In the presence of a jnani, if let's say somebody is going through a disease, then that's also a miracle. It is not that only nice things and good things happen in life. So the true miracle is the Jivanmukta or the jnani helps you to accept both the so-called the good and the bad in an equivalent and an equipoised way. And he helps one to see that life itself is a miracle. Constantly miracles are happening. We have seen that. Every moment is a miracle. So the question is coming from always a questioner. So the questioner's frame of reference is very important for you to recognize. So who is making the claim that there is a miracle? Someone who is in the path, who is in the evidence. Yeah. And that someone is pointing at one aspect and saying it's a miracle.
Correct.
But then, when you seriously, deeply question what is a miracle, you either have to accept everything is a miracle or nothing is a miracle.
Correct. Correct.
Because, it's so, right now, the very act of speech, it's coming from a mouth, aided by vocal cord, instructed by the brain. And that's all the explanation one can give.
Yeah.
And beyond that, there is you are aware of the presence of the thoughts in the mind.
Correct.
So from an unseeable to a seeable reality, there is a flow happening. Now, who can explain exactly what is happening?
No one can.
So either you have to accept it's a complete miracle, or you can exactly explain the whole mechanism. If you happen to know, then it's not a miracle.
True.
So the very fact that, we recognize something, oh, this is a miracle. Oh, I went to that Baba, he kept a hand on my head, and you know what? My tumor started vanishing. So in some cases, all these may have happened, may not have happened. Again, it's not for us to sit here and talk about specific gurus and specific.
Correct. Yeah.
But the point is, there can be myth making, because now you need to build a certain aura around a particular. Right? Look at how typically many temples are marketed. What is the marketing technique of a temple?
Miracles.
Sthala Mahatme, miracles. Right? That's what pulls people into that sthala.
Yeah, correct.
So there is a marketing part like that. Possible. But our interest is not in that. Our interest is a genuine question. We have seen a lot of genuine things happen, which seem to me, the questioner, whose frame of reference is not at a fully realized frame of reference, for that questioner, it's a miracle. True, it's a miracle because it is not something that I see day to day. In my life, if I've never seen a light bulb glow, and if somebody comes and presses a switch and light bulb glows, it's a miracle. But for the electrical engineer, it's not a miracle. It's a mechanism. I know it, I know electricity is flowing. But if I ask him the next level question, what is electricity? Maybe he will also then wonder, maybe it's a miracle. But at least at the first level, he will not call it as a miracle. So miracle or not a miracle is with the frame of reference of the questioner. Then your next question is, can you please take it again now?
Yeah, so I was saying that when we say that they can foresee their death or when they need to take the samadhi, when their work in this world is over. So how does, I mean, is that part of self-realization itself? Because all the gurus work differently, no, so their way of doing good also to the society service is different in the way they do it and the magnitude they do it. And
so I'll tell you one little story. This is from the life of Prabhuji. So after some very profound experiences, again, we have to use the word experiences, but let's continue with that line of understanding. One day when his mother called, Prabhuji said, your son is long dead and gone. Your son is no more there.
To the mother.
To his own mother. His mother got really upset, really got sad, really felt very let down, and she did not speak to him for quite a number of days. Then she came. I don't understand what you are saying. Can you teach me? Then he said, if you're willing to be my student, I can teach you. So now this is the story. Now, what is the relevance of this story to the question that you're asking? Is Padmaji there?
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Okay.
I think partly I have my answer.
Yes, please.
I mean, yeah. No, the thing I'm connecting it to is, I remember I asked one question about reincarnation to Guruji, and Guruji had told that don't worry about death and then reincarnation. Right now also, like you're reborn and you're already there is a rebirth or reincarnation happening each day. That's how he explained it to me. So I'm just connecting it to that. So I can understand when he told his mother that is long gone and dead and gone.
Are you there, Padmaji?
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have been speaking. You couldn't hear, is it?
The last few sentences were kind of drawn out. Can you repeat them? You
Yeah.
Prabhuji about reincarnation, and he said every moment every day you said, right? Every day you are reincarnating.
Yeah. I mean, each moment and each this thing you are reincarnating. That's what I mean. It's like you have a new birth. So why worry about a rebirth that you're talking after your death? So he was something like death is happening each moment, like that. That answer was.
Okay.
So it changed my concept. Like I was thinking about reincarnation means you think about the end of this life as Padma, and then you think, like next birth, what I will be, something like that. So he brought the clarity that it's not just after your body gets over as Padma, but even now you are getting reincarnated each day. So what I was saying after that was like, I can understand the part where he said to his mother that your son is dead and gone. But then why do they, I mean, even choose to continue? Like you said, there is no, once the realization happens, then necessarily we don't have to interfere with anything, right? The whole point is that is what I feel, because now in this path itself, at the stage that we are, whatever stage it is, but many things you learn to accept easily. And I think there is also a change in the behavior that we have towards people who are not in this journey also. Initially, I think I would feel like, maybe, oh wow, I'm on a spiritual path, and my God, look at them. They're not even anywhere close, or they're not even into that thing. But now I'm now like,
Shubhaji, are you there?
Yes,
You
sir,
can-
I'm there. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
we lost her.
Yeah, we lost
Yeah.
Padmaji.
are you able to hear me?
Yeah.
Now we are able to hear.
Oh my.
We could hear till when you said, my God, earlier in the path, my God, they are not even in the path. So till there we could
Yeah.
hear.
Yeah. So when you think like that about others, and then from there I think I have at least come to that part where I don't think like that about others, but I think that, yeah, everybody is going to get into the path. It is just that they have a different, maybe they, if I am going, I'm a little bit ahead, they are following, or maybe I am also following somebody ahead of me. That kind of change has come, I feel. So, having said that, a realized person might already know all this, and then why do they even have to do anything? Is what uh, they choose, right? They choose after that to do certain things. Like Ramana Maharishi's way was different, Prabhuji's way is different. So I kind of feel that even doing seva, they all have their own kind of way they do. And then when Shubhaji read that, they know when their work is over. So I was wondering about that then. How?
Yeah, even Swami Vivekananda foresaw what
Yeah,
when
yeah.
his death was near. Yeah.
Yes, yes. I think even Adi Shankara, right? Nobody
Ah,
saw him after that. Yeah, there is no record of anything like that. So,
All right. So first of all, when a jnani says, I'm long dead and gone, what is the jnani referring to?
yeah, the body, mind, and the intellect part. Yeah.
So the jnani, so the only fundamental difference in terms of the mechanism between a jnani and a ajnani is there is this red color thing, which is what? Ego. I am, whatever that I am, is a body-mind related concept for a ajnani. So therefore, ajnani's life is all about I am this. Oh, I am an object. So I see that some other objects are coming and going. So this object will also come and go. So because the other object has disappeared, this object also will disappear. So death. Oh, another object has appeared. Oh, this object will also appear. So birth. So that is a concept that the GV has created. To give another analogy, we discussed this yesterday also in our Bhagavad Gita class. Imagine you are an audience sitting in the drama theater, watching a drama. onto the screen, a character appears. Let's say Shishupala appears for the first time on the screen, on this stage. You can call it as, oh, Shishupala has taken birth. Because till then, let's say you are a small child, for the first time you are watching the drama, you didn't know Shishupala as an actor existed, or a character existed. So, oh, Shishupala took birth because the first time appeared on the stage. And after many scenes, in one of the scenes, his head is cut. And now that actor goes out of the stage. So for you, as an audience, Shishupala is dead. Is that the reality? Not at all. The moment you grow out of that child way of looking at drama, you go to the back and you are wondering, oh, is that Shishupala really died? You may be really thinking like that as a child. But then your parents take you to the green room, and there they introduce you to all the actors, and you look at it and, hey, that is Shishupala. I saw him die. Now you realize, oh, this was a drama. That actor who acted as Shishupala, in the very next drama, he may be acting as a schoolmaster. He may be acting as a wife. Doesn't really matter. Depends upon his ability to act. So when you realize that, then you see the life and death on the stage as, oh, it's just a make-believe. There is really nothing called a life and death, or birth and death rather. It's a make-believe. I was led into believing that there is birth. I was led into believe that there is death. But there is actually no belief. There is no birth and death. That's a realization of that child. Are you with me so far, Padmaji?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay. So now what is giving you that belief? Because you're seeing appearance and disappearance of objects. And where are you seeing appearance and disappearance of the object?
In the mind.
In your mind. Now, if you look a little more closely, your own body is an appearance and disappearance in your mind.
In the mind, correct.
And your own body is constantly morphing. So in your stage called mind, your body is also an actor. There is appearing and disappearing constantly, that too. But there you are not giving the sense of birth and death.
Correct. Understood. Yeah.
Why? Because you are birthless and deathless. You, the one who is watching this appear and disappear, you
it's constantly there.
Yeah, and you are connected to, this is me. This changing body is me. So therefore, you have no sense of, hey, it is me only, me only, me only, me only, me only, me only.
Correct. There is a continuity. In the mind again.
You are the one who's giving the continuity. And you are beyond this birth and death. You as a mother took birth after your first child was born. You as a wife took birth after you got married.
Correct.
You as a teacher, when first student came to you and said, I want to learn something from you. See, you are taking birth in different roles. And some roles no more be there.
Correct.
So in that way, the roles have birth and death. You are birthless and deathless. So the birth and the death is for the ego. Aham akara. Ahankara. Ahankara itself is not bad.
Bad.
Ahankara is simply recognition that I play the role of a wife, I play the role of a sister, I play the role of a student, I play the role of a teacher. Simply a recognition. But who am I? I am none of the roles. So for a Jivanmukta, the association to the role has ended completely. That I am a role has ended. In that sense, he has died. That I am any of the role, that identification is lost. Me, mine. That is lost. I am the one who has been there beyond this birth and death. So, when a questioner questions, who are you? The Jivanmukta may say, I am long dead and gone. In a way, you are constantly, the previous moment, Padma is no more there. The Padma who came into the satsang is no more there. By the very moment I make another statement that this moment's Padma is long dead and gone.
Yeah.
The association to this change is what makes you feel as if you are one of this. But it's constantly changing. On a drama stage, you can realize at the scale of this body, when you keep on watching your body, you may not see it. But actually, if you look at your own photos, you can see it. But truly, if you become a little more deeply aware and observant, you can see the genesis of your thoughts, you can see the genesis of your feelings, you can see various changes happening. Constantly change is happening. Where there is birth, there is death, and it is every moment. This very moment, there is birth, death, and you all coexisting. And they are not separate. The sense of time is coming because of your memory. So when you look at this very moment, there is birth, there is death, and you, the one who is watching. And this is what is constantly happening. So, the Jnani has no identification to the change. So, in that sense, the Jnani is not a he or a she. That pure awareness, recognition that I am pure awareness, has dawned as a crystal clear recognition. Aparoksha anubhuti, intuitive. Yes, that is who I am. I am the sun. I am that light of awareness. That has dawned. So in that sense, now your question, forecast about the future. May or may not be true, but various things for example, with very simple commonsensical logic, I have this object, I throw this up, I can very clearly predict that it is going to fall down. Will you call me a great miracle maker? Because I know, I know the principle that is in operation. I know at the end of the sound there is silence. And I can predict that there will be silence. Am I a miracle maker?
No.
Or I say, you are peace and silence. Am I a miracle maker?
No.
What am I doing? Nothing. So does this bring a clarity?
Yeah, sure.
Please tell me what is that you want to say based on our discussion.
So one part that is clear is there is nothing to foresee death or anything, because each moment there is death and birth. That is one aspect of it. And one who has no identification to any role can take up any role he wants at any time, and then he can also leave that role at any point in time. So I think
that's why Krishna says, Dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge.
Yeah.
The yuga, we have the concept of a yuga as, of course, that is also there. From the standpoint of a Jivi, the yuga has, millions of years. A yuga, every moment you're taking birth, every moment you're dying. When you see from the standpoint of the change, you are Krishna every moment. Taking birth, dying. But the realized being's clarity is that he is doing that for dharma sansthapanarthaya. No more connected with I want to get something out of life. Because dharma means what? Just being, pure being. And that being has no intention. I want to teach. Because I want to teach means what? There is still I and somebody else. But that's an answer that the Jnani gives, because there is no other way to indicate the truth. The Jnani doesn't have the realized being doesn't have a intention. Because an intention means what? I want to create something means what? There is me and somebody else. So in the ultimate reality, that is not the case. So all this explanation of, the Jnani is doing Loka Kalyana is all, who is giving this explanation? Whose frame of reference are we talking from?
Of somebody other than the Jnani.
So in understanding these questions, having clarity about the frame of reference is very important. Yeah, please continue, Padmaji.
Yeah. Sir, I had one more question.
Yeah.
I mean, just to give this thing. Now, I read the Satcharita. I've been reading it for many years now.
Yeah.
But there was one point which I didn't, I mean, I didn't know. I found out about it, or rather read about it again through this some other reading that I was going to article. So
Yeah.
the thing is, generally in the Satcharita, it describes about Baba and whatever leelas or whatever happened at that time
Yeah.
when people were around him.
Yeah.
And it's basically done by one of the devotees of Baba itself, who's written his his biography kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
So in that, there is a mention of one Radha Krishna Mai, to whom Baba had given the 9 coins and all. She was a very great devotee of him, and she started the whole. There are a lot of good things that's written about her in Satcharita, and generally many of the devotees, their end of their life is also described, like how if they have passed away before Baba, how they have gone, and all those details they have gone into. Now
Yeah.
in that, this there was this thing about, I read an article about this Radha Krishna Mai, how she died. And I have never seen it in the Satcharita.
Okay.
And some other devotee of Baba has written an article on this, like why they omitted that from the Satcharita itself.
Okay.
Apparently, this Radha Krishna Mai is someone who was just within a reachable distance of Baba, and she burned to death.
Okay.
She burned to death. So the reason the devotee is saying that it was not included in the Satcharita is because Baba was seeing it live, and he did not do anything to stop it or help her in any way, was the thing. Because everybody around that time also were quite astounded that he performed so many miracles for so many people who were not even in the same state, or so far away. But right in front of him she was burning, and she's done so much um seva for Baba, that why didn't he save her? That kind of question. And Baba even answers that in that article. He's also written how somebody questions Baba that, why you didn't go and help her? She's in such a reachable distance. And to that question, Baba will answer like Baba has answered that, how do you know I didn't help her?
Mm.
Her many lifetimes of karma, I have burnt it right there, would be his answer.
Mm.
But probably, somebody who's reading the Satcharita may not understand it, or why, I don't know. It says that they have chosen not to include. So what that brings me is again to the point that you were saying, that it is always from the writer's perspective. Why would you think that everybody will not able to accept it, and you make a choice of not including it in your writing itself? So
Correct.
yeah, so that point became clear. I mean, I connected to that article also when you were explaining this meaning to. Yeah. So we don't know actually the ways of the divine. Like, we may only see the outer, whatever is happening right now in front of us, and we conclude and we assume many things based on whatever is our understanding only and our perspective only. It's very it's not so easy for us to see the larger picture of whatever is happening.
Absolutely. Because always, and any explanation or any questions come from the particular frame of reference. There is always a boundary to a question. Certain implied assumption. So that is what triggers the question, and also that is what triggers the answer. So the way the answer is given by realized being one, by another realized being, say, two, may sound different, but are essentially pointers to the same reality. And how they give the answer depends upon what kind of instrument through which the answer is coming. Because fundamentally, it's like saying, how does silence speak? Silence also has to make a sound to speak. So through who it makes a sound. It may sound like the howling of the wind. It may sound like the chirping of the bird. It may sound like the chanting of the mantras. It may sound like pure screaming, but everything fundamentally is sound of the silence in one sense. So the point is, everything can be a pointer to the truth. So that's why the here also it is said, in terms of realization, there is no gradation. Because realization is absolute. I am Brahman, that realization is absolute. There is no gradation. There is no person A who is less realized, person B who is more realized. But the gradation is seen from the standpoint of the world in terms of their actions and their how the others interact with them. So going back to our previous Tattvajnana contemplation, Brahmavid, Brahmavara, Brahmavarishta, Brahmavarenya, like that, there are different gradations seen from the outside standpoint. Somebody like Putturu Ajja did not actively have a teaching where large number of gatherings happened, but some very profound teaching has been left behind through profound insights to various seekers. So Prabhuji himself claims himself to be one of the students of Putturu Ajja. So like that, we cannot paint the picture in our usual worldly logic.
Sir, is it also right to say that the questions that you seek is the answer that you get, like according to that?
Of course. Of course. That's why there are two kinds of questions. One question where there is already an expectation of a particular answer. Such a question is like the finding the fly in the stomach. Because the questioner has already assumed that there's a fly in the stomach. So therefore is constantly seeking. Please find the fly. Please find the fly. Where is the fly? Where is the fly? I have a fly. And that question, very, very challenging to remove. Then there is a question which is, the question is there, but the answer is not assumed, is not supposed. That's a genuine question. So a genuine question can lead to liberty in whatever that particular topic of the question is. Does that make sense, Padmaji?
Yeah.
All right. Yes, Shubhaji, let's continue.
Sir, in short, what is exactly, I've just written it in 2 lines, like a summary of it. So, Jivanmukta literally means liberated while living, and a person who has gained complete self-knowledge and self-realization, and he has absolute freedom from ego, fear, grief, and doubt.
Excellent. See, you're a Mahavakya Guru. So in terms of narration, see if you can precede that Mahavakya by the right question and then state the Mahavakya, then that becomes Tattva Bodha. So when you provide the context to the statement you are making through a right question, it's like a wonderful picture. See, the nature is full of wonderful picture. But what do we desire? Click. We take a camera and click. And that photo, we frame it and we see it. In the context of the frame when we are seeing, so nice. So that way, the question provides a context, a frame. And then your Mahavakyas fit in that. Yeah, please continue.
Yeah, that's the thing I would like to conclude with. What is Jivanmukta? Literal absolute freedom from ego, fear, grief, and doubt. When you have self-knowledge and self-realization, that is when you have attained moksha.
What is the difference you feel or you think is between self-knowledge and self-realization?
When the knowledge comes in, the realization happens.
Meaning what?
See, right, we don't have the knowledge that, for example, there is something I got hurt. The knowledge is there that I got hurt. But the realization but I keep talking about it, I'm suffering. So the realization has to come in that, okay, it is done. Don't keep on reliving it and suffer. That is the thing, if I can give that as an example.
Excellent. Excellent. So, Paroksha Jnana is self-knowledge. You listen to it from the realized master, Paroksha Jnana. Aparoksha Anubhuti, I am that, is self-realization. Now, is it a one-day job? Is it done? Okay, once you realize, is it done?
No, it's a constant. Keep doing it again and again.
Until when? Till when you have to keep doing it? Doing what? What is that you keep doing?
Keep doing till I realize that, till I don't keep suffering. Rather, I have reached a stage where nothing bothers me.
Sahaja.
It becomes normal, yeah. Like Prabhuji says, you don't have to keep saying I'm a woman. You are that.
So whenever you're asked to handle that, you will handle it like that.
Yes.
So it has become sahaja, natural. No more it's a matter of I need to sit and keep on chanting, keep on saying. Because peace is natural. Silence is natural. So that's where Prabhuji gives the reference to deep sleep state is a very peaceful. Why? Because there is no world, there is no other, there is no mind. So that is when you are in the sleep. So similar to the deep sleep state is the state of a jnani in the waking state. Meaning what?
It becomes natural.
Yeah, meaning what? See, in the deep sleep, there is no mind, there is no world, so there is no suffering. But in the waking world, there is mind, there is objects, there is various things. Then why is the jnani saying it's like a deep sleep state?
Because when there is no body-mind this thing, there is no suffering, right?
So it is not that the world will fall away.
Yeah.
Not that the objects will vanish.
Yes.
It is not that, it is
You
understood
realize
like, the Jnani dropped the body, he attained Mahasamadhi.
Mm.
So we have a concept that, Mahasamadhi means somewhere where there is no need for a body.
Mm.
There is no need for the world. Somehow he has escaped from the world. Where is the Jnani escaping? From where is he escaping to where? Imagine you're going in a car from, say, Bangalore to Chennai. Your car is, it begins at Shobha Forest View. Then it is traveling. You see so many places. So from that standpoint, you can say, see, the car has traveled. And see, the passengers in the car have traveled. Now, look at it from the standpoint of the space, the empty space in which all this traveling is happening. Empty space in Bangalore, Shobha Forest View, and empty space in Chennai. What is the difference?
No.
So can it say I traveled? So all of this is in relative context. So therefore, the waking dream is also like a deep sleep state for the Jnani. So therefore, the world is no more a suffering. It is not something that I need to escape from. Where do I escape to? Where do I go? One day I will be liberated. The idea of liberation is Mahasamadhi. Oh, this body drops. Then eternal peace and bliss. It is here and now. When you are in deep with that realization. Ille Swarga, Ille Naraka. And it is now and here. Very nice, Shivaji.
Thank you, sir.
Padmaji, is there anything else that you would like to? So through this, we have contemplated mainly on T70 today.
Yeah.
Yeah. In a way, we have touched upon T71 also.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything more you want to add, Padmaji? Anything else?
No, sir. I think the question and answers also were clear.
All right. Excellent. So maybe next session, we'll move further beyond 71.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think from 71, it's a new video.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll end our recording here.